everyone, and welcome back to my back to school series. This is my second video in this series, and I'm really happy to continue doing this because I love doing these back to school videos. So this video is, if you can't read by the title, it is my organization tips, and what I'm going to be doing is just explaining how you can achieve more maybe academic success by following these few tips. And I suggest doing these because I've actually learned how to be more organized and more successful in my classes by just doing these few little things that could help you extremely. So let's just get into all the tips. In advance, I'm kind of just talking about maybe middle school and high school students. So if you're an elementary school student, I'm sorry if this doesn't help, but maybe some of these tips can help for you. So just wanted to say that first. My first tip is when you're buying your binders, notebooks, folders, I suggest getting the same colors. This is why I don't get ones with One Direction, kittens, or flowers on it. I like the sleekness and the simpleness of it all, and it also helps me okay, I have my green folder and green notebook for math. So that way when I go to my locker, I don't by accidentally grab the wrong set of folder or notebook. So I'd say do green for math, red for social studies, blue for science. It really helps just by color coordinating it so you know what class you need to grab for that hour. My next tip is getting some highlighters, different colors. Don't get one of the same color, but I suggest getting highlighters so when you're going through your notes, you can highlight maybe by unit, highlight the unit, highlight the chapter, and then highlight the sub-chapter, each one. Or you can even go through and highlight, these are my key terms, these are the terms that I need to know the definition for, and so on. These really help if you need to highlight names, dates, people. It sticks out the most important information. So I suggest picking up some colored highlighters to help you notice which information you'll need to know what to study for the upcoming test. Now this is a huge one. I would suggest picking up an agenda if your school does not provide one. My school always provides us with nice agendas. They do not tear or rip, so typically I will use my school agenda. This one I picked up for my outside classes or activities, but I never wrote in it. And what's great about this is because it has tabs for each month. So say it was January, flip open to January, and you have the full-length calendar to write down my birthday is here and so on. Or then I should say you have these different columns of Monday through Sunday and then a little area for notes. And this is awesome because that way you can just write what assignments you have to do and what on each day. Now if your school doesn't provide agendas, I really recommend getting an agenda because it really helps you stay organized and know what is due when, and so, honestly this agendas have saved me so much. And this isn't necessary, but I'm kind of going off with the agenda tip. I would recommend getting some colored pens and dedicating pens kind of you do to your classes, but dedicating a colored pen to the class. I do this green one for math, blue one for science, and etc. And instead of writing notes in them in class, because you can do that in whatever color you want, I would suggest using the colored pens as writing your homework in your agenda. So they're not all the same. So if you see a green pen color in your agenda, oh, I have math homework I need to do. If your school doesn't provide little sections like my school does, they provide hour 1, 2, 3, so you just write in that section. But if you have an agenda that doesn't have sections by your classes, this is a great way to section off your homework and write what homework equals what color. That way you know what you have to do for what subject that night. This is really easy to do, but they also have tabs for this for books. But I also say if you don't have enough money on you to spend on those little tiny tabs, I suggest getting these cheap little post-it notes, and these really help for language arts or any class that you're reading in. That way you can place a sticky note in the book, write a note to yourself this is a key term or this is an important event to the climax of the book. This will help you go back and make sure you have everything that's important and needed for that chapter of the book. And I found these really helps for when I'm going back studying for tests and everything, and I suggest picking up some little sticky tabs or post-it notes. My next tip is if you are better studying off with index cards, I suggest getting an index card holder. And what I like about this one is it has tabs in it so you can separate maybe by class, and even stickers to label each one. So maybe you want this one to be language arts, social studies, science, and so on. So that way you have all your note cards in one place, but they're separated by subject. And if you want to even get more organized with this, you can paper clip each of like the note cards. Like say this was Unit 1 for language arts. You put that in the language arts folder. And then you say this is language arts again, but this was our Unit 2 vocab. So you'd put it in the same little tab folder, but it's paper clipped off from Unit 1. So therefore you have like all the necessary units that just in case if you have a final and you want to study those past units. And that way you also have them all there for each class, and it's just really easy just to carry this all around to each one of your classes. Now this one I highly suggest. This has saved me like so many times in my like high school career. I suggest picking up a separate folder, just not dedicated to one class, but to your all-day schedule. I like to dedicate one folder just for homework. This is the folder you bring home, back to school, back to home, etc. This is really great because what I like to do is put on one side the homework that I need to get done. And once I finish it, I put it on the other side saying, this is homework that I've finished. So that way you have one side of your folder dedicated to homework to be done and then the other side to finish. That way you're not losing your homework, not in separate folders if you're bringing them home from your other classes. And it's all in one place and you just know where to find it and where it goes. So my second to last tip is in your classes you're bound to have projects. And what I would suggest getting is a pencil box or even a pencil pouch. I suggest pencil boxes because they can hold more. But this is just an example that I threw some stuff in. I would say hold like some stuff that you would need for a project. Tape, glue, colored pencils, something that you can easily grab from your locker or desk if you're in elementary school. That it's like, okay kids, time to do a project, and you can just whip this out and be like, okay, I have all the materials, just in case if the teacher doesn't provide their own materials for the project. That way you're all ready to go and you don't have to wait on future steps to have to bring some stuff in from home, because you already have it all what you need right in this box. My last tip is, this will be better if you have binders, but even if you have you don't use binders but you use folders and notebook, you can just put these in your binders, but what they are sheet protectors, and these are great because they're just clear and you just slip in the top, and I find these really useful. This is the first time I'm using them because I just thought of this, but what you want to do is like if you have an important paper that you are given in class, like the class syllabus or like how to write an essay, you put it in here so you know, oh, if you need to go back to it, go to the ones that are laminated in these sheet protectors. And it also is like a warning, like, hey, don't throw this out, you need me. So like, I really suggest getting some sheet protectors because you are more organized, you know not to throw it away, you know it is an important sheet of paper that you will need maybe for the whole semester or even the whole year. So yeah, that was it for my organization tip. I really hope this wasn't too long, and I really hope some of these tips help you. I really hope this video was helpful, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Have a great week. Bye guys. Mwah.